Acne is not simply a skin issue that appears on the surface. It is the physical expression of something deeper taking place inside the body. Many people look in the mirror and become frustrated or ashamed when they see blemishes, but few stop to ask, why is my body reacting this way? This question is not about blame, but about awareness. The skin is an organ that reflects the internal state of the body, and like all organs, it communicates with us in the only language it knows: symptoms. Acne is a message. It is not a punishment. It is not personal. It is a signal that something within the body is out of alignment, whether that be hormonal imbalance, inflammation, nutritional deficiency, or accumulated stress. When we live disconnected from our body, we start treating the symptoms as the problem. We put creams on the skin, we cover the breakouts with makeup, we scrub, peel, and mask, hoping to erase what we see. But in doing so, we ignore the message. The body becomes louder when ignored. Just as unresolved emotions will eventually affect the nervous system, unresolved internal disharmony will manifest in ways we cannot hide. The skin is often the first to reveal the deeper imbalance. The body is intelligent. It never does anything without purpose. It is constantly working to achieve equilibrium, to return to balance. Acne is the result of this attempt, not a failure of the body, but evidence of its effort. To truly understand acne, we must go beyond appearances. We must slow down, breathe, and listen to what the body is saying. The food we eat becomes the foundation of our cells. The thoughts we think become the hormones we release. The environments we live in shape the stress responses we adopt. And all of these factors, nutrition, emotion, environment, come together in the language of the skin. That language tells us whether our body feels nourished or depleted, supported or overwhelmed. When we begin to look inward instead of outward for solutions, we open the door to real healing. The imbalance within can take many forms. It may be an overload of toxins from processed foods, leading to inflammation. It may be poor liver function, resulting in inefficient detoxification and clogged pores. It may be a lack of essential nutrients that the body needs to regulate oil production, skin repair, and immune response. It may be chronic stress, which disrupts hormonal function and inflames the gut, leading to skin flare-ups. All of these imbalances begin long before a pimple appears. The pimple is not the origin, it is the outcome. The modern world teaches us to look for fast results. We want instant fixes, overnight cures, and rapid transformations. But nature does not work that way. The body is part of nature, and it follows the same rhythms. Just as a seed does not become a tree in a single day, the healing of the skin cannot occur overnight. It requires patience. It requires consistency. It requires a new relationship with the body, one built on respect, not force. Healing is not about conquering the skin, but understanding it. Not about defeating acne, but listening to it and learning from it. When you see acne, do not rush to judgment. Ask instead, what is my body trying to release? What am I feeding it or depriving it of? What internal systems are struggling to find balance? In asking these questions, you shift from reaction to awareness, from fear to empowerment, from helplessness to responsibility. You begin to work with your body rather than against it. This is a path that requires discipline, not in the sense of punishment, but in the sense of commitment to the self. Discipline means choosing foods that nourish rather than harm, even when cravings call for the opposite. Discipline means setting boundaries around stress and making time for rest, even when the world around you demands constant movement. Discipline means trusting the slow process of healing, even when the mirror tempts you with impatience. The reward for this discipline is not just clear skin, but a deeper connection to your body, your mind, and your life. As you walk this path, you will find that the symptoms begin to soften. The skin clears, yes, but more importantly, the mind clears. The anxiety around appearance fades, the frustration with the body turns into compassion. You no longer chase beauty, you embody it through balance. You learn that acne was never the problem, it was the invitation. The invitation to know yourself more deeply, to treat yourself with greater care, and to align your habits with your healing. In the end, acne becomes your teacher. It shows you where you were disconnected. It reveals the places you had neglected, and it brings you back to the truth that healing is not something done to the body, but something done with the body. When you embrace this truth, every step becomes a form of meditation, every meal a form of medicine, and every breath a reminder that you are whole. Not because of how your skin looks, but because of how you choose to live. This understanding transforms not only the skin but the self. It is the deeper meaning of saying goodbye to acne, not just removing blemishes, but releasing the patterns that caused them, not just achieving clear skin, but achieving inner clarity. That is the journey, that is the healing, and that is the power of listening to the body when it speaks. Vitamins A, D, E, and zinc are not just nutrients. They are subtle forces that participate in the harmony of your entire being. They do not act with urgency or chaos, but with quiet intelligence, performing precise functions within every cell of your body. When we speak of skin health, we must understand that the skin is not separate from the internal systems that sustain life. It is an outward expression of the body's inner landscape. These vitamins are not magic pills. They are messengers. They deliver information to your cells. They assist your organs. They restore equilibrium. They whisper the instructions for healing, and the body listens. Vitamin A is often overlooked, yet its role is profound. It governs cell turnover. It influences the way your skin regenerates. Without enough of it, your pores become clogged with dead skin cells, oil production becomes erratic, and inflammation takes hold. But with it, your skin becomes responsive, adaptive, resilient. It is not about megadoses. It is about awareness. What foods carry this nutrient, how your digestion absorbs it, and how your liver stores and regulates it. Vitamin-A does not only impact your skin, it shapes your vision, your immune function, and your genetic expression. It is a nutrient of light, supporting not just outer appearance but inner perception. Vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin, is even more subtle in its influence. It is synthesized by the skin itself when exposed to sunlight, but modern life has pulled us indoors. Sunscreens, stress, and pollution reduce our capacity to convert sunlight into nourishment. Vitamin D plays a vital role in hormonal balance. Hormones are the architects of your skin. They direct how much oil is produced, how inflammation is managed, and how healing unfolds after a breakout. When vitamin D is deficient, the body's immune responses become confused. It may overreact or underperform. In either case, acne is one of the results. Reintroducing this vitamin into your system, either through mindful sun exposure or quality supplementation, is not merely about supplementation. It is about restoring rhythm. It is about returning to nature, returning to your source. Vitamin E is known as the skin vitamin, but its influence runs even deeper. It protects the cells from oxidative stress, the silent corrosion that occurs when the body is overwhelmed by toxins, processed food, emotional pressure, or environmental pollutants. This vitamin acts like a shield, preserving the integrity of your cell membranes, especially those of your skin. But more than that, it partners with vitamin C and other antioxidants to bring calm to the body's internal fires. When vitamin E is present, inflammation softens, redness fades, skin gains elasticity. Healing becomes possible because the stressors no longer dominate. The body becomes quiet enough to restore itself. Zinc is the silent warrior among them. It is not glamorous. It is rarely advertised. But its importance is immense. Zinc regulates the immune system, supports hormonal balance, and speeds wound healing. All of these are directly linked to the formation, duration, and severity of acne. Zinc is involved in over 300 enzymatic processes within the body, and many of those processes affect the skin. A deficiency in zinc may manifest as persistent breakouts, oily skin, or even scarring that takes too long to fade. But when zinc is reintroduced with intention, the skin begins to behave differently. The oil glands stabilize, The skin's ability to heal itself strengthens. The body no longer responds with aggression, but with intelligence. These vitamins do not work in isolation. They are part of a symphony. They depend on each other. Vitamin-A requires zinc to be transported properly. Vitamin D works best when magnesium is present. Vitamin E needs fats to be absorbed. This is the wisdom of nature. Nothing heals alone. Nothing exists without relationship. When you begin to nourish yourself with these nutrients, you are not just treating skin. You are restoring harmony to your entire biological system. And when that harmony is felt on the inside, it reveals itself through the skin softness, clarity, radiance. The question then is not simply what vitamins should I take, but what does my body truly need to remember balance? There is no universal dose. There is no perfect combination for all. Healing requires listening. It requires tuning in to how your body responds. Some may need more zinc, others more vitamin-D, depending on genetics, environment, stress levels, and past imbalances. It is not about copying someone else's routine. It is about cultivating your own, becoming aware of how you feel after each meal, how your skin reacts to each supplement, how your energy shifts with the changing of seasons. True health is never achieved through force. It is achieved through relationship with your body, with your food, with the earth. These vitamins are not drugs. They are elements of nature provided to sustain you. You find them in colorful vegetables, in nuts and seeds, in grass-fed meats, in the kiss of the morning sun. They are available when you choose awareness over convenience. They work not when you rush, but when you return to a rhythm, daily, grounded, intentional. In the silence of this discipline, something extraordinary happens. Your skin begins to reflect not just the absence of acne, but the presence of vitality. It glows not because of what you apply to it, but because of what flows through you. This glow is not artificial. It is not painted on. It is the glow of life lived in alignment. And when you begin to feel that alignment, your relationship to acne changes. You no longer fear it. You no longer fight it. You understand it. You respond with care instead of panic. These nutrients are your allies. They support your body so it can do what it already knows how to do, heal. There is no greater intelligence than that which exists within your cells. These vitamins do not heal you. They empower your body to heal itself. They remind the system of its natural state. They restore the ancient codes that modern life has confused. When you give your body the building blocks it needs, it does not need to scream for help through the skin. It begins to speak in whispers again, in softness, in balance. This is the deeper meaning of nutrition, not calories, not macronutrients, but life, giving information that nourishes the body, calms the mind, and awakens the spirit. And when these elements are present, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, zinc, they do more than help you say goodbye to acne. They help you say hello to your true self, not the version weighed down by imbalance, but the version that is clear, grounded, alive. Healing is not found in the bottle alone. It is found in the awareness with which you take it. It is found in the gratitude for what these nutrients provide. It is found in the patience to allow them to work, not just on your skin, but in your life. True healing does not begin with a pill, a cream, or even a specific diet. It begins with awareness. Awareness is the first medicine. Without it, even the most powerful remedies remain ineffective, misused, or misunderstood. Awareness is what allows you to tune in to what your body truly needs and what it has been quietly trying to communicate all along. When you become aware of what you nourish and what you neglect, you begin to unlock the ability to choose healing instead of hoping for it. Skin issues like acne are often treated externally, but the root lies in the way you treat your internal world. Without self-awareness, healing remains temporary. With awareness, healing becomes transformation. Nourishment is not only about what you put into your mouth. It's also about what you put into your mind and your daily habits. You nourish with food, yes, but also with thought, with breath, with rest, and with intention. The skin is a mirror of what is being nourished and what is being starved inside. If you nourish yourself with fast food, toxic emotions, and mental exhaustion, the skin will respond accordingly. If you nourish yourself with vibrant foods, calming practices, loving thoughts, and boundaries, your skin will also reflect that. Acne is not only a sign that something is going wrong, it is an invitation to observe where there is neglect. Neglect does not always come from laziness. Sometimes it comes from ignorance and other times from survival. Many people are moving so fast that they do not pause to question what they're consuming or how it's affecting them. They may neglect hydration, they may ignore digestion, they may suppress their emotions, they may believe that stress is just a normal part of life and doesn't need to be addressed, but the body is always aware, even when the mind is distracted. The body keeps score. The skin, as a messenger of that body, eventually speaks up in the form of inflammation, breakouts, and other symptoms. And when we finally slow down enough to pay attention, we realize that healing was never far away, it was only waiting for our awareness. Becoming aware means asking better questions. Instead of asking how to remove a pimple quickly, ask why it formed. Instead of blaming your skin, ask what it is revealing. Instead of numbing the discomfort, investigate the cause. When you begin to approach your body with curiosity rather than judgment, you enter into a new relationship with yourself. You begin to understand that the body is not betraying you, it is protecting you, signaling you, guiding you. Acne becomes less of a problem and more of a teacher, and the more you learn from it, the more empowered you become to heal not just your skin, but your whole self. This level of awareness is not easy. It requires you to slow down in a world that rewards speed. It asks you to notice your habits, your cravings, your patterns. It invites you to witness how you respond to stress, how you treat yourself in moments of frustration, and how you speak about your own reflection. This process can be uncomfortable because it reveals the truth about how you've been living. But that discomfort is a doorway. On the other side of it is healing that is real and lasting. There are many who seek clear skin, but are unwilling to become conscious of what they are feeding their body daily. They might invest in expensive skincare, yet continue to eat processed foods without thought. They might take supplements but remain emotionally toxic. They might drink herbal teas while staying up late every night, scrolling through digital noise. This disconnection is not always intentional, but it is the root of suffering. Awareness bridges that gap. It helps you align your intentions with your actions. It helps you move from knowledge to wisdom, and wisdom is what creates space for healing. To nourish yourself with awareness means to approach each moment as a choice. You choose what you eat, how you move, how you rest, and how you react. You recognize that you are not separate from nature, and what you consume has a direct effect on how your body functions. You understand that neglect is not just the absence of care, but the accumulation of unconscious choices that slowly push the body into imbalance. Through awareness, you begin to reclaim those choices. You begin to say yes to what supports you and no to what drains you. You begin to nourish yourself not out of fear, but out of love. When you become aware of the way your habits influence your skin, healing becomes simple. Not easy, but simple. You learn that water helps more than soda, that rest heals more than hustle, that real food nourishes more than chemicals, that deep breaths bring more clarity than constant distraction. And slowly, over time, you shift. You move out of survival and into alignment. And when your body feels safe, nourished, and understood, it begins to heal. Not only the skin, but the systems underneath it. This is why healing through awareness is powerful. It does not depend on products, trends, or external validation. It depends only on your willingness to be present with yourself. The journey does not happen overnight, but the moment you choose awareness, you begin to heal. Every time you pause before eating and ask, "Will this nourish me?" you are healing. Every time you choose sleep instead of late night noise, you are healing. Every time you replace judgment with curiosity, you are healing. And every time you thank your body for its signals instead of resenting them, you are deepening that healing. Awareness also teaches you compassion. You begin to understand that acne is not a failure but a process, that healing is not linear, and that every setback is an opportunity to listen more deeply. You stop comparing your skin to others. You stop obsessing over the timeline. You begin to trust your own path, knowing that true nourishment takes time and attention. Awareness becomes your guide, and in following it, you discover that the clearer your mind becomes, the clearer your skin becomes too. The body has always known how to heal. It simply needed your attention. Awareness is the beginning. It is the invitation to return to yourself and recognize that you are both the healer and the healed. When you nourish your body with what it truly needs, on all levels, you say goodbye not just to acne, but to the habits and beliefs that allowed it to remain. You step into a new way of living, one where awareness is your medicine and healing is the natural result. Clear skin is often seen as a goal to be achieved, something to strive for with products, routines, and temporary solutions. But in truth, clear skin is not the destination. It is a reflection of a deeper alignment. It is not something you chase on the outside, but something you cultivate on the inside through discipline, intention, and consistency. When you begin to understand that the condition of your skin is the outward result of your inner balance, your entire approach changes. You stop seeking quick fixes and begin to seek internal harmony. Clear skin becomes not the goal, but the natural outcome of a life lived in alignment with your body's true needs. Alignment is a state where the mind, the body, and the emotions are not fighting against each other, but working together. When your actions match your values, when your choices support your well-being, when your habits align with what nourishes your system, the body responds by returning to its natural state of balance. And in that state, the skin clears. The inflammation subsides, the breakouts lessen. The body is no longer in a constant state of defense. It is not overwhelmed, it is supported. That is when healing begins. That is when true change becomes visible, not only on your face, but in your energy, in your clarity, in your presence. Self-discipline plays a central role in creating this alignment, but discipline is often misunderstood. It is not punishment, it is not control, it is not about being harsh with yourself. Real discipline is love in action. It is the choice to do what serves your highest self, even when it's not the easiest path. Discipline is choosing to drink water instead of soda, to sleep instead of scroll, to prepare nourishing food instead of eating whatever is convenient. These may seem like small decisions, but they form the foundation of healing. Each choice either supports balance or adds to imbalance. Discipline is what creates the consistency that the body needs to repair, to rebuild, and to regulate. Without discipline, intentions remain ideas. You may want clear skin, but if your habits contradict that desire, the body cannot find stability. It receives mixed signals. One day you support it with good food, and the next day you overload it with sugar and stress. One night you give it rest, and the next 3 nights you deprive it of sleep. The skin reacts to this inconsistency with breakouts, inflammation, and imbalances. But when you become disciplined, not rigid but committed, the body begins to trust you. It receives the same support day after day, and it responds by regulating oil production, reducing inflammation, and restoring cellular health. This process of discipline also teaches patience. The skin is not separate from nature, and nature heals in seasons, not seconds. Just as a tree takes time to bear fruit, your skin takes time to reflect the healing taking place inside. You may not see results immediately, but that does not mean healing is not happening. The cells are repairing. The systems are recalibrating, the inflammation is subsiding. Every disciplined choice is a message to your body that you are on its side. And when you keep sending that message day after day, the body eventually responds with clarity, inside and out. The discipline that creates clear skin is not limited to food or supplements. It is a way of living. It involves how you think, how you speak to yourself, how you manage stress, and how you move your body. It includes your boundaries, your rest, your exposure to sunlight, and your connection with nature. All of these contribute to your body's overall balance, and all of them are supported by discipline. You cannot control everything that happens in life, but you can control how you care for your body in response. That care is discipline. That care is alignment. As you become more aligned, you begin to notice subtle changes. Your energy improves, your digestion becomes more efficient, your mood stabilizes, your sleep deepens, and yes, your skin starts to clear, but more importantly, your relationship with yourself transforms. You no longer treat your body as a problem to fix, but as a partner to care for. You no longer chase after beauty, but allow it to arise naturally from within. You understand that the clearer your choices become, the clearer your skin becomes as well. This is the quiet power of discipline. It doesn't shout, it doesn't demand attention, but its effects are undeniable. With each consistent step, it builds a new reality. A reality where you are no longer a victim of symptoms, but a steward of your health. A reality where your skin is not a source of shame, but a reflection of balance. A reality where you feel empowered by the choices you make because they are rooted in self-respect. The more aligned you become, the less effort it takes to maintain that alignment. At first, discipline may feel like a struggle. You may have to say no to old habits, let go of certain comforts, and stretch beyond your current mindset. But over time, those disciplined choices become your new normal. They become automatic, they become joyful, and when that happens, you realize that clear skin is not the reward. It is the byproduct. The reward is the peace you feel inside, the clarity in your thoughts, the strength in your decisions, the trust you have built with your body. This journey is not about being perfect. There will be moments when you slip, when old habits return, when doubt creeps in. That is part of the process. But discipline means returning to your path again and again. It means not giving up just because the results are not immediate. It means believing in the intelligence of your body and respecting the time it needs to heal. It means showing up for yourself every day, even when it's difficult, especially when it's difficult. Clear skin is a beautiful thing, but it is not the end. It is the mirror reflecting the work you have done within. It is the evidence that your body feels safe, supported, and balanced. It is not something you force. It is something that happens when you live in alignment with what your body truly needs. And that alignment is created through discipline, not the discipline of force, but the discipline of love, presence, and consistency. When you understand this, your focus shifts. You are no longer controlled by your skin. You are no longer chasing surface-level solutions. You are grounded in your choices. You are clear in your direction. You are aligned in your actions. And through this way of living, clear skin becomes not just a possibility, but a natural, inevitable result of the harmony you have created inside.